Boa noite, gentes. Espero que todos vocês tenham um ótimo dia. I hope you all had a great day. Good evening. It's your man Larry, American Brazilian. I want to be very brief. I was listening to BGS, and he had a morning talk, and he also had a talk where it's kind of like a ramble, black boys and men. And so my talk, or my comments about his talk. Shout out to BGS, man. I get a lot of good information from him, just overall information. He's somebody that is very wise and very knowledgeable, and he always provides statistics, and that's important. However, he talked about, this morning I was listening to a video that he had, and it was Save Your Community Black Men, SYCBM versus SYSBM. And basically, there were people saying that as opposed to black men leaving the community to seek out their own interests, they should stay in the black community and attempt to figure out or get with others to create this synergy to try to combat the issues facing the black community. And I mean, he gave a lot of good talking points in response to what the people who ascribe to that ideology of saving the black community, what they think. But the thing about it is, I think, here's my thoughts. And if I offend anybody, charge it to my head and not my heart. Most of the black community is comprised of single mothers, and I think that nobody can deny that. Statistics bears that out. So now, a lot of these fathers, some are absentee, but a lot of fathers, many, have been pushed out as a result of not being able to be there, when I say there, in the house with the child, due to domestic issues, also due to if the child's mother is on some type of government assistance, that assistance rather is it falls precipitously. I mean, it greatly falls. It decreases by a significant amount if that father is present. So now you have the states who stepped in and say, hey, we'll give you more money if he's out of the picture. Matter of fact, we'll give you even more money if you have another child. Who cares who the father is? It could be the same guy or it could be a different guy. But as long as they are out of the picture, we will continue to give you money. And so a lot of women have adopted that idea. Well, I'll just keep getting the money from the state, and I'll get child support from him. And if he doesn't acquiesce to whatever it is that I want, I'll get him locked up. I'll call him over to the house with him not knowing that there's a restraining order that I secretly put on him. So now, after he comes over there, I'll create an argument, call the police, and then he'll realize that he has a restraining order while the police shows up. So it'll be an epiphany to him, an uncomfortable one, a bad one, but an epiphany nonetheless. I say that because that literally happened I talked to a gentleman Friday, a good friend of mine, and that happened to him. He and his baby mother had been going back and forth. She called him over to the house, created this argument. Unbeknownst to him, there was a restraining order that she took out against him. So when the police showed up, guess who got locked up? Surprise! So when black men are constantly dealing with stuff like that, and the whole rhetoric that has been going on for years. Black men ain't crap. They don't take care of their children. They're deadbeat dads. Statistically, none of that is true. And so to try to rebuild something like that is arduous. It is extremely difficult. It's not impossible, but it is so difficult because you have the physical aspect of trying to go in and get donors to create these programs, to fund these programs for these quote unquote at-risk youth or potentially at-risk youth in hopes that they will participate. And then you have to work with the mothers, because even if you fund a program, the mom of that boy could say, well, I don't like the way you talk to my child, or my child should be doing this. And you know how it is in the little league games. It's the mothers a lot of times that'll start in the argument. Well, my son should be playing, and I'm not bashing women, but I'm just making a point, because, and the reason why I'm using women as a point of reference is because these are the people who are shouting the most against SYSBM and for black men staying and saving their own community. Now, my personal perception is the community is kind of a lost cause. And when I say that, I mean it's kind of a lost cause. But I do believe that if there are people within that community who do want help, who do want assistance, and who do want who really do want to get out and want better, I think that they will seek it, because there are a whole lot of opportunities out here. There are a whole lot of programs in place to help those individuals. I also don't believe as black men it's our job. Remember, we were systematically forced out of the black community by the very same people that are now telling us that we need to come back, stay and help. So at some point, you're going to realize you're being played with. And so you're going to take the path that many of us have taken. And what's that? Save yourself, black man. Leave this community alone, let it burn, and go where you're wanted, go where you're celebrated. At some point, everybody gets tired of being tolerated. Everybody gets tired of the finger being pointed at them and getting accusations hurled against them about how bad of a person they are, and how people who look like them are destroyers or incompetent and just lazy and shiftless, and we're no good, and we're just like our fathers, and yada, 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 yada. At some point, you get tired of hearing that. And you get to the point where you say, enough is enough. And I don't want to use him as a point of reference, but I'll just say it because his music is still good. R. Kelly, right? He had this song. And the song was, when a woman's mind is made up, there's nothing that you can do about it. Something like that, right? Well, that pendulum swings both ways, right? Men are loyal. I think we were created with that gene for the most part. And the thing about a loyal person is we are unfortunately loyal to a fault. But there comes a time when our loyalty has that breaking point. Once that breaking point is reached, it's a wrap. We're not trying to go back to fix or recreate something that is pretty much to the point of irreparability, if that's even a word. So we go on and we say, okay, well, this is broken, and I've been forced out, and these people look at me in a very negative light. But these people love me. These people want to see me come. And these people, they celebrate me. And I enjoy how I'm made to be, how I'm being treated here, and how I'm made to feel, how they make me feel in this community. So, I mean, that's not even a choice. That's not even a decision, right? I'm going to go where I'm being celebrated. So I guess I said all of that to say this. Brothers, don't let anybody make you feel bad about saying that the community is a lost cause. For years, we have tried to step in to get either custody, joint or half or full, of our children, to which a lot of time these judges have said no dice. The mother is the custodial parent. The child is best with the mother. Even though the mother is in low income housing, on government assistance in a very, very bad area, they still will award them custody of that child. And so, and oh yeah, we still got to deal with the crazy people that are in these communities when we go just to try to make a difference, and we're forced out even by them. we're told, oh, you're not a part of this place. You're not a part of this community anymore. You done graduated. You don't belong around here anymore. There is no incentive, none. And I'm telling the truth. There is no incentive of staying trying to help the black community. And I'm black. And I grew up in the hood. Like as many of you who watch this video, I grew up in the hood. But just because I grew up somewhere and I am a certain ethnicity does not mean that I'm going to be a doormat for that ethnicity and for the people in that community. That's not going to happen. So as many of you have, the opportunities that were presented to you to leave and you took those opportunities, continue to take those opportunities. Continue to stay where you are. Now, if you meet people in the black community that say, hey, look, I want help. I want you to show me the way. I believe it's our duty to help those particular people who want help. But to go back and to leave what we're doing, to put ourselves last again, and say, I'm going to try to put somebody else first, only to get crapped on, I don't think you should do it. I'm not doing it. You can do what you want to do. I'm not doing it. So I was inspired, so I figured I would say something while it was on my heart. So I would just say this, brothers who are SYSBM, passport bros, stay on your path, man. If you want to go overseas to learn the culture, to learn the language, to enjoy the food, to enjoy the vibes, to meet women, do your thing. Because at some point, you're going to have to realize that hourglass that you are walking in, that's the embodiment of you, has been turned upside down. And so the little grains of hope, the little grains of happiness, the little grains of the future, it's leaving. And I don't say that to be like the dark poet, Edgar Allan Poe, but it's true. In other words, every day we move closer to death. Every single day. Yesterday, you'll never experience that. You'll never experience yesterday again. Yesterday is gone. So today moves you closer to death. So now what are you going to do? Are you going to stay and debate with people who feel like they can control you? Or are you going to say, you know what? I'm going to take my future in my hands, since I am responsible for me. And I'm going to take the life that God gave me. Those of you who believe in God, I'm going to take this life that God has given me, and I'm going to make the most out of it. I'm going to do everything that I desire to do. And I'm going to enjoy myself in the process. And so to me, that is a very, very strong attribute of SYSBM. Taking the life that God has given you and living it to the fullest. So yeah, SYSBM, man. Save yourselves, black men. The community, it is what it is. It was here before we was born. It's going to be here while we're here, and it's going to be here while we're gone. You enjoy yourself. You enjoy your life, and create memories. And who knows, you might meet somebody while you're overseas. It can happen. But let them stay over there, and let's go higher. And anyway, this is your man Larry, the American Brazilian, saying até breve. Follow como se mais tarde. I'm kind of fumbling a little bit because I'm trying to be quiet. The little one is asleep. But follow mais tarde. Boa noite once again. And I'll talk to you guys later. Save yourselves, black men. É verdade.